Welcome back. This is Mike from Digital Offensive, and today I'm heading out to the Mid-Atlantic CCDC, also known as the Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition. I've been doing this event now for the last 12 years or so, ever since it first started up here in the Mid-Atlantic. And what this event is basically a competition where college students can basically put their skills to use and try to defend the network against real-world attacks. So each team will have X amount of computers set up in a real-world type scenario. This year we're going to see AWS for the first time, so cloud computing for the first time within this environment. And what my role is in this competition is I play one of the many red team members. There's about 20 of us that volunteer our time every year to play on the red team to basically attack the students' networks and give them the simulation of a real-world attack. Now, as the event goes through, the kids are going to be scored on services and different objectives that they need to complete during this event. And the team that scores the highest here will be going out to the national CCDC, the National Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition. And those teams then will compete against other regions to gain top. And the top teams are usually offered different jobs, things like that, depending on the companies and their skill sets and stuff like that. But either way, these competitions give these students a chance to see what it's like to actually be part of an information security team, a program, get real world experience in a controlled environment and decide if this is where they want to be with their careers. If you never heard about the Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition, definitely check it out. If you go out to the National Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition website, you can learn a lot more information about this and get in contact with them and learn about ones that are in your area. The other cool thing is a lot of the red team members, they do offer their time, depending where they live and things like that, to help talk to students. For one, I go out to Millersville University, which is a local university here, and I'll do a talk once a year or so, or I'll touch base with the team to answer questions, to discuss strategies, things like that with them, and just to really get them involved with the security and build these networks for them so they can basically have this type of knowledge moving forward in the real world. So without further ado, I'm about to get on the road and get moving. I'm going to try to get down there in time to help give donate some additional time to do setup and stuff like that. There's a lot of time that goes into these events. People donate a lot of time. Companies donate a lot of money into this event just to really help these kids and this organization in general. So definitely check it out. Stay tuned. So I just arrived on the campus and can't believe that there is no parking. I've never parked this far away from the building before. It's kind of crazy. Then again, I also never been here this late in the day. Usually we get here super early, set up. So just hike up this hill right now, get over to the building, and we'll go from there. Well, that was kind of a fail. They got pretty much everything wired up already from this morning. They had a bunch of help, which is a good thing. Anytime people can get help, that definitely is great. But now I'm just gonna head back to the hotel. They were doing a bunch of credential stuff, which can't assist in because that kind of be spoiling things. So I decided I'll just head back to the hotel. If they need help lifting anything later, tell them give me a call. So back to the hotel and chill. All right, so it is end of the first day of the Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition. Really not the first day, but really a setup day. We had our red team meeting, our dinner, did a resume review workshop for the kids, reviewed a bunch of resumes, and some interesting things in resumes. You gotta expect a lot of these kids are new. They don't really have career. I was able to give a couple of great hints or tips to some of them, as well as all the other red team members that participated. So hopefully that was a value add for these kids, and they take it as a takeaway and apply it as they move forward with their careers. Right now we're just chilling, relaxing. It's about 8 o'clock, just getting ready. Our event's gonna start tomorrow at 9. We're planning to get in around 7 and get the show going. I'm out here enjoying a Japanese whiskey. It's the Nika coffee grain, which is really good. And also enjoying a local Pennsylvania cigar, which I've never heard of before, but I found at the local cigar shop here. Really good, and just, as I said, relax and stay away from the computer for a little bit. Getting ready to get some prep done and do some hacking tomorrow for the next 2 days. Talk to you later.
The official go-ahead was just given. Folks that I talked to about this orange team yesterday, go to the orange team area, which is over here behind these panels.
And as you can see, nobody is fighting yet.
Or crying.
Or crying. Space Force, as you can see here in front of us. No, we're not on the cam yet. We can go to the host cam. Let's see. Bam. We are the host cam.
Space Force.
So we are official Space Force white team members.
It's like the Space Farce, but different.
Not entirely.
Not that different.
So let's live scene. So here's the live scene. So here's what's going on. This is the CCDC network that the Joes, as it were, are defending from the pros. This is a huge pros versus Joes competition. We have an entire red team in the back, in the corner. I'll point them out when we go to the live pit scene, and then we've got the whole network here. So they're defending quite a few boxes, everything from Ghost BSD, Net BSD, Linux, Windows servers, Windows Server 2003 that are all local, and then there is an AWS instance, as you can see here, that has multiple layers of netting, passwords. So these guys are getting in there right now, I'm sure, changing things, defending things, and then going to be sending out alerts just to make sure that the red team doesn't have any advantage there. So, good luck to them on that. Let's go back to the pit cam. See what these guys are doing. hearing some chatter about people changing Windows passwords already. Kind of interesting.
What are they doing?
He's trying to log into this BSD box on Proxmox, and every time the password field comes up, we just keep hitting a key. So it's just always incorrect.
Fix?
Just throw one in there.
All right, day one is done. A lot of fun, a lot of compromises, no crying yet. Tons of boxes this year. It's ridiculous how many boxes we're trying to attack and how many boxes students have to defend. We're gonna be heading into tomorrow morning, and tomorrow morning is basically when we start having the kids get a little more upset at us. Especially come lunchtime, usually around lunchtime, we start getting the cuffs taken off of us and sort, and we can start attacking them and doing a little bit more destructive damage. So looking forward to that. Right now we're off to dinner.
Whatever, and everyone's heads down, they're all like, rah, rah. They're all hacking away, and I'm like, whatever. It's like angry German death metal. So everyone's just like jammed to this hardcore techno beat and just hacking away. I'm like, okay, this is dumb. Anybody can do this. With the right music, you can take over the world. So I wait for the song to fade out. I grab my iPod. My children were significantly younger then. Just a few minutes of silence. Their brains have not processed the silence yet. They're still doing the rah. And from the silence, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. Fruit salad, and for those of you that don't know, those are the Wiggles. We went to straight children's music, and every finger on every keyboard stopped simultaneously like one giant many-handed beast. No, like the network, like all the lights, you know, they're all blinking on the switches and stuff, and they just all went solid. Like every traffic stopped, every typing stopped, every head came up, and they're all like, what the? I'm like, yeah, anyone can geek out and hack to hardcore music. Let's see you do this to the Wiggles, yo. I was promptly escorted from the room and my DJ privileges revoked. So Let's see if we can be adult about this. Black, go ahead and open up both sides of the building.
Let's get on the pit cam, guys. Good morning, everyone. Here's the pit cam. Let's make sure it's working. Yeah, looks like it's working. All right, the teams are unloading into the pit in an organized, orderly-ish fashion.
Drop the link.
Left side of the range, we clear? Right side of the range, we clear? Range is clear, go for it.
All right. As you can see, they're all panicking to sit down, realizing that they forgot their notes. They're all jumping back up.
Black teams, please come to the secret magic curtain room to get flash drives.
Ooh. Out, and then I started hearing talking. I'm like, what's going on? Ooh, I see that now. And boom, 18.
And they're only 4.
So it's 18 up, 20 down. Total of 38 services.
And the person, and Drexel, who they're chasing for second, has 11, and it's only a 45-point difference. That means it's probably going to change soon unless Drexel can pull some stuff up quick. Or unless UVA hamstrings themselves again.
So Drexel, are they a smaller university as well, or? I don't know much about Drexel. I apologize. I know.
They were one of the universities I considered going to.
Really?
Back in another several decades ago.
Oh, back a millennia?
Not quite a millennia. Well, actually, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Prior millennia?
Shut up. Oh, you saw the dabbing as well? Yeah. Yeah, that happened earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, some yawns. A few people may or may not have partied. And for those that are joining us today that weren't here yesterday, there is one of the competing members whose 21st birthday was yesterday. So I can't.
Millersville?
I think, yeah, it was Millersville.
Oh, wait, UVA has 18 services now.
Yep. VCU is coming for 3rd and 4th, so we're going to have to watch them on this. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
As soon as I got back to the hotel.
Patchable. For Mom Matar, meat space in this case is people. People are always the weakest link. You can lock systems and everything else, but human engagement is always where the biggest flaws tend to be.
Yeah.
For example, today, even one of the most seasoned red teamers who's been here for like 14 years, after 14 years, got arrested today for the first time. By Millersville.
By Millersville.
So it's even the sharpest professionals will make mistakes.
Fields, did you guys say that Team 4 has kicked you out of their
Whoever's using 2613 with my account, it's not all caps.
I'm dying looking at this fucking Cabana queue.
I was getting too many check-ins. Alright, 4 bombs.
I think 21 shut down their box or rebooting.
We 4 bombed them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like going through the directories manually with that script trying to find where it was located, and it just died on me. I was like, what?
Yeah, we 4 bombed it. It's not destructive, they can just reboot it. Yeah, that's.
I think destruction happens post lunch.
Thanks, man. That works.
They're trolling us. Tell them to come here and eat bread. Yeah. We got bananas in the throat.
You guys know that your laptops aren't scoped right. Well, good thing I'm fully patched. That would be a bad idea.
Now Charles going to jump in on it. Charles, why aren't you here?
Don't worry about the guy essentially eating a banana in the background.
You guys see speaking of that, guys, PG please.
PG, please.
So, okay. Uh-oh.
I forgot to put it in there. I had to go find it.
Okay. So, DD, what's the command to MBR?
Kids like, do you have
Floppy Bird?
Yeah.
It's just IF, Floppy Bird, OF, Dev, SDA, or whatever VDA, like just mount and then see what slash is mounted on.
Well, let's.
This part of the day always reminds me of the movie Hackers,
Okay,
where like
just-
all those viruses start popping up all over the
let's-
screens
let's
and things
test
just start
the boy, right?
frying.
So SSH root at this. Fucking
Oh my god, this kid is like
13. Okay, cool.
Oh my god, Drexel, every single service is down.
Slash mounted.
I don't usually use Twitch that often, so.
Well, we were concerned when the red team walked by yesterday and they were singing Country Roads and we were staring at WVU, waiting for something to happen, and when nothing happened, we're like, oh, well, so maybe we'll hear it today.
Virginia may have a bad day today. We have an arrest.
Oh.
What did you do?
All right, guys, we're coming in.
Who are you?
Coming in with the host. We have an arrest.
You can't prove it, Dave.
Are you fine with being on cam? All right. So we have an arrested red teamer, guys. So, again,
Handle?
got caught.
Gen X Web?
Gen
Gen
X
X
Web.
Web. So how long have you been a red teamer here? A long time, right?
Yeah, since like the beginning.
Like 13, 14 years?
Yeah.
And have you been arrested before?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
First arrest in 13,
Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah.
Team
I want to say it was with
Millersville?
very
John
old
Millersville.
evidence. Like they found this yesterday before lunch. Told them to report me if they really thought they had me. Never did. Changed my ID and back today. So in theory, they couldn't really tie it back, but whatever. Let them play it.
Wow.
Ooh, another arrest.
So-
Day 2,
Yeah,
early
and
morning.
He is like one of the all-time red team vets here and has been here, I think,
Since the beginning.
yeah, pretty much since the beginning. And never, I got this confirmed beforehand, never been arrested, never even got close to being caught.
14 years. 15
years. That's pretty impressive. So
Go Millersville.
good
job.
on Millersville
Good
for finding that piece in there. That is a tough target to catch.
Let's see. Let's pull up the. Oh boy, what am I doing?
Oh, we got it. Oh,
We had some
yeah,
questions.
Right here. You can sit right here for 10 minutes.
Sweet.
And guys,
What if I want to sit behind them?
you can sit behind. No, you can't sit behind them.
Ah.
Let's not even get that route. Like, what was it? Tim was talking about yesterday at the outbrief. Never getting to meet your adversary. Here's your adversary. Here's the man who You helped Defecta?
Yeah. I know most of them. Or I met some of them before, at least. Actually, it looks like
You get 10 minutes to talk to your adversary.
Ooh. Sweet, 10 minutes, and I can go back and finish it off?
Yeah.
Sweet!
10 minutes to talk to you also.
You don't have to say
anything
on the truth, he doesn't feel like your hat, so.
Were you on our GitLab box too?
I don't know.
You got any tips for us?
What? Who's Jay Rogers? I thought you guys had that account for us. Who's your Linux guys? Maybe we should talk to him.
You know anything about OpenVAS?
Nope.
Configuring it, running it.
Don't know anything about that box, actually.
Cool. Me neither.
We know about as much of the boxes as you guys do.
Yeah. I guess that's for your experience.
We use Google a lot.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So when we said we would get you a reduced sentence if we could speak to Michael Salvia, we were already speaking to you.
Who's Patrick? So here's my question for you guys. You had my information before lunch yesterday, pretty much, and you finally got a report together. So let's think about it in a real world situation, right? I jumped in that coffee shop, jumped on the DSP address, totally annihilated your network, and next day I fly out to another country.
Well, it would have been less of a problem if we would have had Windows members who were able to print pictures properly.
No one knows how to hit print screen on your keyboard?
No, we had screenshots of the pictures. When they were printing them physically, they didn't.
Your Linux guy doesn't know how to get the logs? Kill sessions? Change passwords?
That's pretty much all we do.
What do you think we should prioritize right now?
Yeah, at this point, man.
Cool.
This is the part of the day where, depending where you're at, you either... We've seen teams do full reverts. We've seen teams do... Like, they take the hit and then get back up and running. Your injects are probably going to be saviors for points, depending how other teams are doing with their injects. We don't know what injects people get. So, basically to us, we shoot. Oh yeah, I want to see the banana showing up.
The what?
950. Yeah, 2 minutes. Suppose there's 100 pounds of banana showing up.
That's a lot of bananas. Matt, do you want me to show you what I have?
Yeah.
You guys any Windows side? You got any questions? You got any questions for him?
I haven't been doing anything Windows based. We have a whole team dedicated to Windows.
So we have the site.
How did you enjoy your birthday yesterday?
Yes. I have a screenshot.
There's a lot of pictures on our board of happy birthday.
And running a Python script.
I think that all we do is
And you guys actually doing like wire captures or anything like that? Trying to figure stuff out? Or are you guys just in battle mode trying to like keep things running?
When the competition started, they didn't have our AWS region set up properly.
seriously, like, you know by now there's no safe zone here. I mean, there's just no, it doesn't matter the first 2 rows, the last 3 zones, they're all splash zones. I don't really care.
Yeah, you can close your eyes now. So
Right.
you've got Delaware,
Yep.
and VCU, and then up here is Millersville, Virginia's right in the middle. UMBC's up there in the corner left, right?
Which all of your attackers and Op4 appreciate, because nothing makes attacking more easy than a predictable enemy. This is just awesome. If I know where you're going to be, when you're going to be, you just made my job a lot easier. Well, not my job, hypothetically someone else's job. So before we do stories from Tim's childhood, first and foremost, there are a metric ton of volunteers who are here on their own dime and their own time for nothing more than they believe in this event, they believe in helping out the next generation of cyber warriors, and that's why they're here. So as much pain as we cause you, as much as we ridicule you and tell you answers you don't want to hear, it actually is because we care about your success as future operators. So if you are a volunteer, please stand up. Thank you, Rob. These are the ones that are just still here. There's been a whole bunch that all of their work was done beforehand, from designing badges and printing badges and blah, 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 blah. So this is a huge event with a lot of pieces and parts in the background. I'm just forget it. Gotta start speaking. I wish it was that simple. I'm gonna start speaking in tongues. So you know, it's huge, and that volunteer pool gets bigger and bigger every year. So real quick, I will try and keep my comments short. It's the first page. So, in case you're curious, this very first event happened 14 years ago. We had 5 teams in the nasty back of a nasty warehouse. where at least one other person in this room was at. There were no pre-quals. Nope. And we just made it up as we went along. And now we have blossomed into this massive, one of the largest regions in all the CCDCs. 30 plus teams at pre-quals. The best region. National champions the last 2 years, hopefully the 3rd year, no pressure. And we've pushed the boundaries of what is possible at a cyber exercise. We've pushed the boundaries for those of you watching the Twitch stream, the people that have come through here. We've had Dr. Cole as Red Cell, we've had Paul Asadori, Larry Pesci, Jim Strand. Oh my gosh, who else am I forgetting that has come through these doors? To have Johnny Long is presented here. Just a giant legacy of people that have come through this facility, through this process, and volunteered and helped out. And it's just massive what this has become. Over the course of my last 20 years, I've personally done events for the CCDC, the National Cyber League, Global Cyber Olympics. Oh, I'm sorry, all right, I'm getting verklempt. SANS, Symantec, CSC, CISCAN, OSCER, the list is huge. I just began making lists of all the events we've done over the years. This is my last one. This is the only one left that I do. And it's my last. Next year is my last year. No, 15 years is long enough. I will assist in designing targets for next year. I will still regale you with wonderful stories of my past, my misspent opportunities of youth, but it is time to pass the torch, to find another MC, another target designer, another scenario builder. So if there's anybody in this audience who wishes to move from blue or red or white to gold, the next year is your opportunity, because you'll be working with me and my team to design, build, and structure out the games for next year. And then last year will be the last round of 10 stories. That's long enough. because it's going to get really awkward if I'm still up here and I'm still talking at an event that was done before the players were born. It's just going to be weird. I'm going to feel really old then. So it's going to be a good time. The scenario next year is Jurassic Park. We have to change the name for obvious copyright reasons. The scenario is pretty basic. We're going to give you a dinosaur park to defend. Hackers, your job is to open pens, release dinosaurs, and let those dinosaurs eat attendees. So, yeah, we're going to let you kill virtual tourists. Right, sorry, the red team can kill virtual tourists. You won't get any bonus points if you show up in a dinosaur costume, but it would be awesome if you did. Velociraptors that prefer T-Rex is overdone. So with that, well, I'm pretty much done. My comments are the same as they are every year. Everybody here, contrary to angry announcements earlier, has acquitted themselves with honor and dignity on the field of battle. Nobody got disqualified. That was a fun announcement to make. Happens every year game. So you push us, we push back. We'll change the rules. We might be instituting yellow carding and red carding next year for conduct unbecoming. That's always fun. Just like you have your little employee warnings, you know, your little verbal warning, written warning. We'll start firing people. Anyway, we'll see. But keep doing what you're doing. How many people are graduating this May? Holy smokes! That is awesome. I hope next year when I ask the same questions, if you're here, do you have gainful employment, the same number of hands comes up. There's no reason in this field, if you're willing to be flexible or whatever, the bottom line is, and we've said this from the very first year we've done this, we can't hire you people fast enough. It's just not possible. Okay, and if you are able to travel, if you have foreign language capabilities, if you don't mind setting up networks in a tent at 10,000 feet, you are even more gainfully employed. It's called support in austere environments, I believe is the unofficial phrase. The world is yours, gang. There's no excuse for accepting a job or a life that you don't want to live. If you want to write code and do security review from a beach in Bali, then go get on a plane and do work from the beach in Bali. You want to go sit in a dark basement for a 3-letter agency and do awesome stuff you can never tell anybody about? Now's the time to do it. All right? Be conscious about your career choices. Be conscious about make intelligent decisions. And whatever decision you make at that time is the right decision until it is no longer the right decision. It is okay to leave a job and go find another one. I've done that many times. Sometimes by choice, sometimes not by choice. So please, use the network you've established here. Keep in touch with each other, because you never know, in 5 years, someone else might be working at a place that you're like, hey, you're doing cool stuff, you hiring? Please put CCDs. You guys have bled, literally this weekend, bled and sweated, and I don't think anybody cried, but we had some tears of joy over a birthday. So, I mean, we've had a lot of emotion this weekend. It deserves to be on your resume. Please put it on your resume, at the top of your resume. And when that employer says, what is this, get enthusiastic, jump on desks, do a Tom Cruise on Oprah, and just go nuts over how much fun you had at this event. So, this is where I say goodbye. I'm going to turn the mic over to more intelligent people that are going to tell you the future of the world, and I'm going to hop in the car and go. You have 365 more days to prepare for the next one. It was an honor serving you, and I'll see you next year. Safe travels home, man.
And I want each captain to answer, just pass the microphone down. Make sure it's all the journal. Make sure you got the line. Yeah. So, why do you do this? Why on earth do you do this? That's the question I want to ask. I do it because it's a lot of fun. Stop. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
name's Matt Fawcett. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I represent Millville University today.
Awesome. Now good.
I do this because it's a lot of fun. I did this last year. I was like a Windows administrator, and this year the opportunity for me to be the team captain came up, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad we made it this far.
Hi, I'm Mariah. I'm captain of the University of Virginia. Yeah. It's just a lot of fun. I know that you said that, but it's true. You also learn a lot, and honestly, I just love my team and I love the competition, and you learn a lot, and it's really awesome just working with each other. And thanks.
Team captain for West Virginia University. The reason I do CCDC is I think it's a really unique experience for us to test our skills, especially with the CEO meeting. I think it's a really nice experience that we get to practice here before we go out into the workforce.
Hi, I'm Anna Stats from University of Maryland, Baltimore County. I don't know why we do this. Yeah, but it's a great group of people. We had a lot of fun.
First off, definitely brought you peanut butter. And I think the hardest thing with red team is how persistent they are. I mean, no matter what we do, they just keep coming. It's like trying to fix a broken water main with Band-Aids. It's just awful all day.
I'm gonna say smooth. Thanks. The hardest part of dealing with red team, at least from our perspective, is learning exactly what you can do to death that still follows the spirit of the competition. I think that's the most difficult part.
Okay, one more question.
What stories do you guys have for the coolest thing that you were able to fix from what red team broke?
Okay, am I start?
Yes.
Oh, so what had happened was we knew they were going to try to keylog our hosts. Yeah, everyone knows about this as far as competition people do because they yelled at us about it. But we knew they were going to keylog our hosts, so we decided to do a bit of shenanigans. I'm not going to go into any details, but somehow we had a bunch of Ubuntu systems instead of Windows. They didn't keylog our hosts. No one liked that either, so they made us change it back. But that was probably the best shenanigans we did.
Woo! So I'd say the coolest thing, or the most fun thing we did, is we found like something on our box that was storing SSH passwords. Anytime someone tried to log in, but we ended up using that to our advantage because Red Team was creating accounts with the same credentials on our boxes with root. So we just stole their credentials from that malware and then pivoted to our own boxes. So I mean, it worked out in our favor.
Yeah, they used my account. What? They used my root account.
I think the funniest thing for us was we didn't lock our machines going into lunch for the most part. So like coming back to them all blue screened without the ability to recover, unless you dug through the recovery menu just to find the last known good option. And I think getting all of them back online was just something we all laughed about.
So I think we didn't really fix it, but we kept it from dying as fast. So towards the end, our Proxmox server started getting really, really, really slow. And so one of our Linux admins logged in and was able to write this crazy one-liner for loop kill script to kill everything that he hadn't started. So we kind of expanded the longevity of our Proxmox server long enough to have a wonderful conversation about a German Shepherd.
So one fun story, first I'll start with self-inflicted. So one of our team members killed the colonel and as opposed to blue screen. So we thought like we have to deal with it, so we figured out to reinstall the OS, before, everything happened with the red team. So we had a clue how to get it back up. So later that day, our Windows admin was secured Active Directory, so they could not touch it. And then they mean his workstation. So we fixed that too. And then they started going at all of them, and we fixed every single one of the workstations. So whenever there were some people who got completely destroyed, we had all of those systems back up after they destroyed ours. So it was pretty fun.
A moment that comes to my mind was towards the end of the competition when we were starting to get nyan-catted. So one by one we were each going down, and we had one person kind of lunge to the final computer and disconnect it from the network. We go through it in its entirety, we try to scrub it as clean as possible, and the second we reconnect, it shuts down.
Dude, I got nothing. I have no idea. I don't even remember the competition anymore, quite honestly.
Alright, so I don't really have a story about how we quite recovered anything towards the end of this competition. But we did towards the afternoon, and we got an arrest. And we arrested Mike, and we heard him walk past our table and say, "Snitches get stitches." And 10 minutes later, we were pwned. And that's how the rest of our afternoon went.
How's that feel?
Feels good, man. Feels good.
Okay, one more question that I actually missed. One more. Hey, real quick, what are you going to do as you move forward in your careers and education to promote females, minorities, and underserved communities in cyber?
I mean, I would just say be as inclusive as possible. Reach out to your classmates. From the standpoint of our club, talk to everybody around you, try to get members involved, helping you out with what you're doing. Be inclusive, be friendly, make friends.
Yeah, I'll second that. If you have an opportunity to build something to give another person an opportunity that they wouldn't have necessarily had in the first place, like go for it. Bring a group of people together, make that opportunity, and open it up to everybody.
I would say it starts with respect for one another, listening, understanding, opening your mind, having a different point of view. I think that can do a lot for creating an inclusive environment.
Yeah, I'll second that. It's important to have other points of view, so also reach out to different majors and so also try to include as many people as possible and that can solve all of the issues.
Yeah, so I actually get to do a little bit of work with this right now. I'm the president of my school's Cyber Defense Club, and so every time I see a girl or someone I've never seen before in a meeting, go up, talk to them, introduce myself, say, hey, do you have anyone in this club's contact information, get to know them a little bit, make sure they kind of know the ropes so they don't feel lost, and then also make sure that they know that it's okay to ask questions and reach out to anyone in the club, especially the leadership team, because networking and community is incredibly important in this field, because I guarantee every single one of you in this room knows something that someone else doesn't, that you would be willing to teach them. So basically building a community, making it as welcoming and friendly as possible.
I think just the biggest thing, just make sure you offer the availability of the club to everyone, just because every new point of view is one more way someone could potentially try to defend or attack the system. That's one more way we can better ourselves as a community.
Yeah, I'd say with our club in West Virginia, we just welcome everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you have interest in cybersecurity, definitely welcome to come to our club and teach everyone.
Well, as a woman, I was going to continue in this field. But yeah, just what everyone else said, promoting inclusion women. I'm actually in the Center for Women in Technology at UMBC, so just networking with them, trying to get more people to show up to our meetings because we definitely have that problem. But yeah.
Awesome. So two things. First, I fully expect 9-catted to be listed as a verb in the release of the next dictionary next year. But I've had, as you can imagine, I've had an opportunity to look at the CEO scoring sheets. And I can say without a doubt that you guys perform better than any other group of leaders in the history of the Mid-Atlantic CCDC.
Not our fault. Even though you all think it is, definitely not our fault. We didn't do it. You guys did. Or actually the rental company did it. We were very helpful when celebrating their birthday. We added to a bunch of systems for them. We hope that you saw it. At the end of the game, people wanted to play, in the spirit of Space Force, they wanted to play Space Cadet pinball, so I provided it for them. We were watching you, watching us, watching them. This was fun. How many of you liked having this many servers? Woo! You guys enjoy having that much stuff to handle? Some of you started to decode our stuff, so we watched you try and decode our stuff. Some of you were Googling interesting things, like games and cats, and Googling Google. If you opened it while we were watching, we got the code to log in. Thank you. Yeah, you Proxmox, watching you guys try and fix the VFD system.
Well, we got in that way.
PowerShell running, PowerShell running, PowerShell. Which one of you was the Phantom? Just wondering.
All of us.
All of you?
We are the Phantom.
We are the Phantom, sorry. Somebody tried DHCP for a while? I think that was their password in dashes. This was fun. Adding domain users to administrators. That was fun. Is Salvia still here? Nice. No, this is Patrick. Seriously, guys? Still? How many years have we been doing this? There's still default credentials laying around everywhere. We started fixing your stuff so that we could use it. Someone knew the theme for next year already. So your instant response forms? You kept trying? More Google searches. I like that you guys had internet access, but I didn't even imagine you wanting to use it for this. This is Cat. And how much you had to do after that? So, how many of you guys had fun this year? Before I go to the next thing, anyone have any questions for me? Oh, we have the, before I go to the next thing, we need the red team captains down so you can ask them questions. So each one of the individual team captains from the red team, please come on down. Hurry up, we got limited time.
Hi everyone. Hello. We're ready.
We're ready for questions? Yeah. Anyone have any questions from the red team? Anyone? I guess we're done.
We're good. It's a great question. Sure.
So tell them what part of the red team you're part of, and your name, and if you want to do the
Sure. My name is Zach Allen, so I'm the web team captain, and I work for a company called ZeroFox. I'm Rusty Bauer. I work for, Linux, that's what I do. And I work for Riot Games out in California.
I'm Chris Domer. I was doing some stuff with firewalls this year, and I work for APL.
Right here.
Yeah, here.
My name is Chris Shields. I do Windows, and I prefer not to say.
My name is Rich Cascarina. I was Team Focus Captain, and I work for Nations.
So how the red team is broken up is there's a focal team for each one of the you got the Windows, Linux, and web, and firewalls. And then we have a team focus team specifically designed to spread the love on every single team of all the things that the other teams find. So now that you know who they are and what they do, do you have any questions for them or anything that you saw that you didn't quite understand or want more information on, or any of the memes that you like?
How to detect hackers on Windows?
Carefully.
Really? One question.
Wow.
How was it this year?
Let me tell you a story.
Repeat the question.
How was it this year compared to previous years? So this year, we didn't get passwords out the gate. That sucked. That was a lot more work for us. So, you mentioned it earlier, the teams this year were less prone to kick us out of the systems right away, but if we had access, we just sort of chilled. So that's, I'd find a middle ground there, but the challenge for us this year, we had about half the systems with default credits, about 15 or 20 minutes of the competition, but the boxes that we didn't have, we either never got or we had to work very, very, very hard to get. So the workload on us was a lot higher, and you guys were very good about securing the systems if we didn't have initial access, but less good about kicking us out if we didn't have access.
I really wanted to get arrested. It's just one of those things where you just go on any Linux box, if you were in NetStat, you probably saw 30 Python connections somewhere.
Because we wanted to hang out with you guys. No one wanted to hang out, so I don't know what that means.
Apparently you guys didn't like my PowerShell, but not enough to get me arrested, so.
Yes. Say again? How do you like bananas? We love the bananas. Bananas. And some plantains too. I did talk to somebody about how to cook a plantain. So they didn't go to waste.
Yeah, in the middle.
That's you. How do you get arrested if they're sharing a connection?
You guys all saw the same thing that we said before. The challenge is to try to get enough information to trace back to them. So wherever we see multiple systems trying to move the same IP address like that, we try to track down that IP address as much as possible so we figure out who owns it, where it is, what we're going to use. But law enforcement, they can't always come in and do that for you. They come into your network and start researching things.
What they did is they had an SSH private key on a USB stick, and that was how they were connecting to their cloud. But for a brief moment, they left it plugged in too long, and one character was deleted from it. I hope you had a backup. A B at the beginning was removed. I don't know. I mean, I think for me, the bananas definitely take the cake here. I didn't. Where do you buy that? I don't want to know. No.
I would probably say, from the firewall perspective, watching the people that we had locked out of the firewall try so many different ways of getting back in, to the point where then they were Googling things like, how do I get back to dashboards? That was quite fun. I actually have, if Team Captain's blog, we have a script we wrote very happily to say, if you would like access back to your firewall, run this. So I would say one thing to recommend in the future is remember that there's lots of ways of accessing your firewall. So when we got on a box, one of the first things we did is reduce all the users to have nothing but API access. So if you didn't use the API, you wouldn't see a dashboard or anything. So on day 2, Travis wrote a really awesome script to say, hey, here's the API, one call, get yourself back access.
So if you're a team captain and want to learn Palo Alto stuff on how to get their stuff out or fix it, you should come down and take one of these right now.
There's only 7.
I've made the red team a world-class red team. They made it themselves that way. They don't need me anymore. They're pretty much autonomous, and I've had a good time. Thank you so much.
10 points. Total points possible was 23,370. There was about a 2,500 difference between first place and last place. So we told you yesterday they were tight and that would change. Yeah, it changed. So today it changed. So let's go to the totals. So here we go. Okay, the team finishing, and before I do that, I did want to say that all the scores were pretty tight together. Everybody performed pretty good this year. So it doesn't matter where you place, you did a lot better than you have in other years. None of the teams this year are new. every team has been here before, or every school has been represented here before. So that might have something to do with it, I don't know, but congratulations to every one of you on your performance. So the team placing in 8th place from Morgantown, West Virginia University. In 4th place, Drexel University. Okay, so that just leaves 3. Is there, did somebody come back from IBM? There she is, come on down. Tom, come on down. So these 5 folks have gifts for the 1st place team. I'm going to let them go ahead and come up and tell them about it, tell you about it, and then we'll go ahead with the top 3. So Tom Trephan from Palo Alto, go ahead. And you are next.
First of all, congratulations to all teams. Palo Alto Networks is going to provide the winning team with an Amex card for $500.
I'm representing IBM Security. The winning team from IBM is providing you guys with a swag bag with a lot of different IBM items, as well as a book for safe hacking.
All right, so here we go. You ready? Okay. And 3rd place, Liberty University. The winning team and the champions from last year remain to meet and talk to each other for a little while right after the ceremony. So, okay. And 2nd place, Virginia Commonwealth University. The obvious 1st place team is our friend John X back from Raytheon. Go ahead, John.
Thank you very much. Thank you again for everybody coming to the event this year. I understand that this is the 2nd or repeat win for this team, so congratulations. Thank you very much for coming out. So, yeah, University of Virginia.
Have a trophy that they keep, and the 1st place team gets a cup. Folks, you need to make sure you bring that cup with you next year to the competition. No need to ship it overnight to your hotel.